Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Good to be here.
Today, we're definitely not just scratching the surface. We're going deep.
Right into some pretty profound ancient texts.
Yeah, exploring the Holy Spirit's role. It's, transformation, spiritual understanding.
And some really core concepts. We're talking first Adam, last Adam.
Divine love, too, and this whole idea of an internal covenant. It's fascinating stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission, really, is just to pull out those aha moments.
Just going to distill the key insight.
Exactly. So you can see how these ideas might actually, shape your view of spiritual growth.
Your connection to the divine. Yeah.
Let's dig in.
Okay.
So when we talk about human nature,
Yeah.
spiritual potential, these texts use symbols, right? This contrast, first Adam, last Adam, it's more than history.
Oh, absolutely. It's about different states of being. The first Adam is humanity's starting point, you could say.
Right.
A living soul, yes, but...
Finite, vulnerable.
Exactly. Susceptible to decay, leading to, well, death. But then comes the last Adam.
Described as a life-giving spirit. That sounds active, different.
Completely. It implies a power to revive, to transform that original state. And the really amazing part is this idea, Colossians mentions it, that through the last Adam, the sinful first Adam can be completed in God's image.
Completed. So not just patched up, but truly made whole, like a spiritual system upgrade.
Precisely. It's way beyond just, behaving better. This is described as a deep inner change.
A metamorphosis.
Yes, that's a good word. Where you go from just seeing God's image to actually becoming God's image.
Wow.
Think about it. The sources suggest moving from a state sometimes called beast-like, purely instinctual.
Earthly desires.
Right. To embodying the divine image. And that's where the Holy Spirit comes in, the Spirit of truth.
So the Spirit is the key to that change, enabling it.
Indispensable, according to 2 Corinthians, enabling that profound spiritual renewal. It's moving from just sort of surviving to truly thriving spiritually.
Okay, so this internal metamorphosis, becoming God's image, it feels like it must connect to something huge, like divine love.
It absolutely does.
But how do we grasp that? Not just intellectually, but, feel it, understand it deep down.
That's the next crucial step, isn't it? The sources are quite direct. Romans 5.5 says the Holy Spirit literally pours God's love into our hearts.
Pours it in. Not something we generate ourselves then.
Seems not initially. And there's this fascinating cycle in 1 John. We love because he first loved us.
Ah, okay. So experiencing his love comes first. It's a prerequisite.
That's what it suggests, yeah. You need to know to receive that divine love before you can genuinely love God back.
So it's less about me trying really hard to love God and more about letting his love.
Flood you first, exactly. Through the Spirit, it shifts the whole dynamic.
Doesn't it just?
And 1 Corinthians chapter 2, it says, only God's Spirit knows God's thoughts.
Right.
And we receive that Spirit so we can understand the gifts God gives us, including his love.
Without the Spirit, it's abstract, hard to grasp.
It seems so. But through the Spirit, that love becomes, real, palpable, understood. And then John 14 tells us that understanding empowers us.
Empowers us to keep the commandments.
Yes, but not out of sheer obligation, like ticking boxes. It's more like a natural response from a heart that understands it's loved.
Okay, that link is powerful. Understanding love enables obedience from the heart.
Yeah.
So if love and understanding are internalized by the Spirit,
Yeah.
what about the law, the covenant? Does that become internal too instead of just external rules?
That leads us right to the heart of it, doesn't it? How we relate to divine law. For so long, it was seen as external stone tablets, right?
A list of do's and don'ts.
And the sources, like Romans, say its first job was, to show us sin, make us aware.
All of a mirror.
Exactly. And Galatians calls it a tutor, kind of pushing us towards Christ. But the game changer is the Holy Spirit. Acts 2 is pretty clear.
Let me guess. The Spirit only comes.
To those whose sins are forgiven. Through Jesus' blood, it says.
So forgiveness opens the door. It's the gateway for this deeper experience.
It sets the stage, for what Hebrews talks about. Yeah. The law moving from stone tablets
to being written on the heart by the Spirit.
Precisely. That's the core of this internal covenant. The principles aren't just external commands anymore.
They become part of you, guiding you from within.
That's the idea. Romans 8 talks about the law of the Spirit of life, setting us free from the law of sin and death.
Freeing us to obey, naturally.
And obedience from the heart, A natural outflow, which, completes that whole transformation into God's image we started with.
What a journey. Seriously, from changing our nature to realizing God's love, internalizing the law, the Holy Spirit is central in these texts.
The catalyst, absolutely.
It really shifts everything from outside rules to an inside, spirit-driven reality.
And maybe that's the final thought to leave with you, the listener.
Go on.
If the deepest transformation, the real connection, is fundamentally internal, spirit-driven, what does that actually unlock for your own spiritual path?
How might that change how you approach growth or understanding?
Or even just your daily walk. What possibilities open up when it's an inside-out process? Something to think about.